In the round of 32, we saw a lot of rain and a couple big upsets, including the team of Nathan Smith and Todd White, the 2015 champs, go down to Pat Colligan and Craig Poet, 3-2.
Another upset came in extra holes. Kyle Cornett and Patrick Sato took down the team of Scott Harvey and Todd Mitchell. Harvey, the former mid-amateur champion and Walker Cup team member, and his partner lost in 19 holes.
NHL referee Garrett Rank and his partner Pat Kristovich moved on with an easy 4-3 win.
And Cole Hammer and Garrett Barber steamrolled their way to the round of 16 with a 7-6 win. You'll remember Hammer from when he played in the 2015 United States Open at Chambers Bay as a 15-year-old.
In the round of 16, this was Brett Parker to the right of the 9th hole, one of the best par 3s in Florida. Parker takes a peek and splash. Chips in to pull within one of Jack Larkin and Hayes Brown. This is Larkin on the 13th hole, one hopping in. A birdie on the 13th. The 79 junior amateur champion and his teammate Hayes Brown, about half his age, would win 3-1 over Edwards and Parker.
A good look at Marc Dull, showing a little short game magic as he exemplified all week in his partner Chip Brooke. Straight down the middle, we would see a lot of this duo throughout the course of the championship, with a one-up victory over Groover McKeever.
And more from Garrett Rank here, booming long drives all week in the round of 16 with his partner Pat Kristovich. This was Rank for birdie here at the 14th. He would make it, the 2012 runner-up in the U.S. Mid-Am. His partner Kristovich had reached the semifinals each of the last 2 years in the U.S. Amateur 4-ball, this time beating Dennis Bull and Andrew Price, one up.
On the 17th hole, V-Bach needed this for a birdie 3 to extend the match. It was not to be as they fell to the side of David Denham and Stuart Moore.
Moving on to the young guns, Cole Hammer and Garrett Barber. No matches got past the 16th hole. Here's Barber hitting his tee shot on the 14th. And the 18-year-olds playing well all week. They were dominant, making putt after putt, playing quickly and confidently. This time a 4-3 win over Tug Maud and John Sowen.
Also moving on in the round of 16, Zach Atkinson and Brad Gibson.
And the Idaho duo of Carson Barry and Sam Tidd, using potatoes as head covers, beating the defending champs Frankie Sappin and Ben Wong in 19 holes.
Included the Seattle Slammers of Patrick Sato and Kyle Cornett, aiming for the trophy.
In 2015, 2 trophies were commissioned by the USGA, assembled from a sketch using pencils, in a collection of metal and silver, which were spun upon a wheel, then heated together, melding the elements, before polishing and buffing so that an engraver could add the finishing touches. All these master craftsmen contributed their expertise by translating the vision into works of art, which will be used for generations to come as the defining reward for those who earn the title of U.S. Amateur and Women's Amateur 4-ball champions. And Jupiter Hills Club in Tequesta, Florida, hosting this 4th U.S. Amateur 4-ball championship. More than 2,200 entries. This course, designed by George Fazio in 1969, also hosted the 1987 U.S. Amateur, won by Billy Mayfair.
And to the quarterfinal action now, Chip Brooke. And then Marc Dull just doing what he does, making big putts. 22 holes it took, but they were able to move on.
And the team of Sato and Cornett playing against Garrett Rank and Pat Kristovich. Sato chips close on 15 for a come-from-behind victory, winning one up.
To the 2 young amateurs from Idaho, Carson Berry and Sam Tidd, one up in a tight match over Brown and Larkin.
And it was hammer time yet again. Cole Hammer and Garrett Barber continue on their path towards the championship, beating Atkinson and Gibson 3-2 to move on to the semifinals of the U.S. Amateur Fourball.
All right, gentlemen, another victory. You haven't seen the 16th hole since stroke play, have you?
No, we haven't. Yeah.
What's working for you all? Because clearly you got a lot going on.
Just playing solid. I mean, Cole played great this afternoon. I kind of just hung along a little bit, but he played great. I played well this morning. He played well as well. So just kind of ham and egging it well. Just playing solid, I think, has been really great for us.
Is there a strategy that you all employ? You talk about ham and egg, and it's so important in this format when one guy's out and the other guy's in. Is there anything that you all are mentally trying to do?
There is. We're really trying our hardest to put 2 balls on the green on every hole, because that puts a lot of pressure on your opponent and gives you 2 looks at birdie, and birdies go a long way in this format. So we're really trying to just keep our pedal on the ground and just kind of look ahead at the next shot. I've got Garrett going first on every tee shot, and I'm going second, and then it's just worked well for us so far.
All right, we're joined by Carson Barry and Sam Tidd. A very exciting one-up win over Hayes Brown and Jack Larkin. Carson, can you talk a little bit about that birdie on the final hole that got you that one-up victory?
Yeah, I know. I just hit a really good 9-iron there. It was just about the perfect yardage. I knew I kind of had that backstop there to help me, but it was pretty similar to the one we had this morning, kind of same yardage. And I've been hitting it really good all day. So, and I just wanted to make it. I didn't want to play any more holes. It's been a long day, so I poured it right in there. It was awesome.
Sam, how are you feeling after going 36 today and moving on to the semifinals?
I'm tired. I'm really tired. But this is fun. It's been really fun. All of our matches are super exciting and tough. But we're just excited to move on tomorrow and get to our next match.
And then there were only 4 sides remaining. Barber and Hammer, the heavy favorites. Brooke and Dahl made it to the semis last year. Could they get one step closer to getting their hands on the trophy? We had some young amateurs, soon to be in college, and some of the mid-amateur players. Brooke and Dahl's total age, 73 years young. Who would it be, and how would they get there?
And on the 23rd of May, it was the semifinals and the finals at Jupiter Hills Club. The weather was much improved. Blue skies, wind still blowing from the southeast. 36 holes of golf for the competitors on this day, the 21st USGA Championship in the state of Florida. A great job by the superintendent, John Colo, and the director of golf, Kevin Muldoon, here at Jupiter Hills.
Semifinal match, Marc Dahl, Chip Brooke, Patrick Sato, Kyle Cornett. And this was Chip Brooke just doing his thing, splashing it out of the sand. He was magical around the greens all week. What a pairing these two made together, Dahl and Brooke. Relentless in the pressure they applied.
And experienced in what they were able to do, winning a 4-ball championship together in Florida.
Last year's into the semifinals. Wonderful swing. A lot of power here from the 2-time Florida Mid-Am champion. Late in the afternoon. Yeah, that's how you do it. That is how you win 4 and 3. To the finals, they went.
Barber and Hammer winning holes 1, 2, 4, and 7 on the front side. See that putt there for birdie at number 12. That got them to 5 up in the match as they were cruising throughout. Hammer producing a lot of power in that swing. First saw him at the 2015 U.S. Open at Chambers Bay. But this his best run in a USGA championship. Barry and Tidd, no match for Barber and Hammer. And Barber closes it out with this putt on the 14th hole for par. Hats are off and handshakes all around. Barber and Hammer, no one could slow them down as they advance to the championship match against Chip Brooke and Marc Dull. All right, guys, we are here with Cole Hammer and Garrett Barber. Guys, congratulations. A terrific victory today. Take us through how the match played out.
Yeah, so we got up early again. We parred one. We'll end up winning that hole. Cole made a big putt on 2. So we got to the fast start we wanted, and then Cole holed out a ridiculous flop shot on number 4. That kind of got us kick-started, and then just kind of held on, made a few more putts at the end. Cole made a few more putts, so just kind of played solid all day.
And the finals were set. It was Chip Brooke and Marc Dull against Garrett Barber and Cole Hammer, playing for the U.S. Amateur 4-Ball Championship Trophy, trying to get their names enshrined forever in the USGA Golf Museum's Hall of Champions. The ultimate test for these amateur golfers.
This course is going to present a true ultimate test for this field. Again, every hole is demanding. Every hole is different. So constantly the players are adjusting. Constantly the players have to think about every shot they play. And it's going to really test every part of their game, from driving the ball long to thinking about laying off the tees to what they're hitting into the approach shots. We've got a lot of deep hole locations out there. They've got to really think about their spin rate on their shots into the holes. So everything that offers here is really demanding.
And to the final frame we would go. The 4th U.S. Amateur 4-Ball Championship on the line.
Well, we are here at the U.S. Amateur 4-Ball, the first tee of the final match here in Tequesta, Florida, Jupiter Hills Club. Final match ready to get underway, pitting Garrett Barber and Cole Hammer against Chip Brooke and Marc Dull. Ned, followed those matches a little bit this morning. What did you see out there?
This is the match I think we all wanted. The mid-ams versus the young but polished, soon-to-be collegiate players. The hardcore competitors versus the smooth playing, wonderful swinging youngsters. But started down the left side, a lot of room out there.
This is Dull first.
Take a couple deep breaths and just remember, golf ball and the golf club don't know the moment. They don't know the situation.
You heard someone say that perfect, and it is right down the left center.
Neither of these pairs will be intimidated by the moment.
Clearly they've been playing well just to get here, so should both be coming in with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, Chip Brooke needs to play better this afternoon. He hasn't been driving the ball well. Got away from him a few times this morning.
And this one's left.
Just how he launches is so high with the driver, it gets exposed to the wind. And he's at the mercy of what it does when it's in the air.
As I mentioned just a minute ago, both sides winning this first hole, both with pars. Par, a very good hole. Very, very good score on this opening hole.
Well, this Garrett Barber, he doesn't waste any time. He's efficient and quick and normally on point.
This one down the left as well.
Just needs a couple yards to the right.
Couldn't quite see if it carried, but walked away with confidence. And now Cole Hammer. The U.S. Open as a 15-year-old here in the championship final at the 4-Ball.
He's longer than people give him credit for. He might be the longest in the group, as a matter of fact. He'll be starting this down the left side, just hitting a little draw to hold the wind. Should carry the corner.
Looks very nice. A challenging opening hole, but the players are underway. Well, the U.S. Amateur 4-ball open to any player with a handicap index not exceeding 5.4. And speaking of handicap indexes, the USGA's World Handicap System coming in 2020. And it was Chip Brooke and Marc Dull in the final with Garrett Barber and Cole Hammer, 18 holes to determine a champion. Barber and Hammer winning the 8th with a birdie, and then having number 9, so they turned it 2 up.
Through 8 holes, they were 4 under par, only needed 12 putts. But don't count the mid-amateurs out. A friendship born in the caddy yards, fighters until the end here on the 10th. It was Dull trying to coax this one home, and it just skitters on the low end.
Hammer hit his approach shot hole high, and while he'd missed that putt, it was a conceded 4. In a victory there, they were 3 up.
Came to the pivotal 11th hole. You had the sense that the mid-amateurs were on the ropes. Hammer had missed the short one on 9, and they're on 10 as well. And what a shot by Marc Dull.
Barber for birdie to apply the pressure, could not get it to go. And the par 3s at Jupiter Hills, pivotal holes. Dull to close the gap back to 2, but he could not get it to go. A look of dismay. Still 3 down.
Another opportunity. And they were fleeting at this point. The pressure was on. Barber and Hammer hitting fairways, finding the center of the green. Unrelenting pressure.
Hammer was long and straight all week with that driver. Here at the par 5 13th. Another beautiful drive down the right side. They played that par 5 extremely well all week.
But the shot of the championship match, it came from Barber. Long iron in hand, 250 yards to within feet. And a conceded eagle.
That brought the group 4 up.
And just to show off, in case I can match your 3 partner, watch this effort.
Down the slope and within 2 feet. They were just showing off at this point. And when Dull hit a lip for the second time in 3 holes, it was 4 down with just 5 holes to play.
Hammer on the treacherous 14th. Up and over the slope, working down grain, barely made it over the water. But a velvety touch and a half rattled it home.
Dull still had this putt to keep the match alive and calmly knocks it in. A great up and down from the green side bunker. And they were 4 down heading to the 15th.
Already his partner in trouble, Cole Hammer, going with driver. Questionable decision, or so we thought, until he deposited it safely on the putting surface from well over 320 yards. And he forced the hand of his opponents.
A fist bump there, and now was just a victory march.
But never quitting, never stopping this pairing of Marc Dull and Chip Brooke.
Dull very impressive. A 3 on the par 3 14th. Hit more than 230 yards, and this for a birdie to put a little bit of pressure on Hammer here at the 15th. Tees moved up a drivable hole during the semis and the finals. A great escape by Dull from the front bunker and knocks that putt in. He knew that might not be enough, but at least going out with some style.
Well, the style points all going to Hammer and Barber. They had made it look easy all week, only going to the 16th hole once in match play. Tip your cap, though, to Marc Dull and Chip Brooke. Through 15 holes, they were 2 under par as a team. Normally you would think that's going to get the job done, but not against the caliber of player that we saw in Barber and Hammer.
Hammer just needing 2 putts here to seal the victory from about 15 feet. Lags it close and gets congratulated by Chip Brooke and Marc Dull, your 4th U.S. Amateur 4-ball champions. Cole Hammer and Garrett Barber.
On behalf of the USGA, congratulations on winning the 4th United States Amateur 4-ball championship. Grab this hammer.
Guys, congratulations on a great win. Cole Hammer and Garrett Barber. Guys, talk a little bit about the win. Cole, first of all, this drive on 15, was there any doubt of what you guys wanted to do on 15? So you both pulled drivers being 4 up.
We have a little bit of an advantage off the tee, as we kind of found out throughout the round, and we decided that was our best opportunity on this hole. I mean, it's not an easy layup, and we feel good about our drivers, and that's one of the strengths of our game. So we just thought that was the way to do it. And Garrett missed a little right, but I still felt confident in it, and I think it put it away, hitting it on the green.
Now, what were you guys able to do all championship that enabled to put you in position to win the 4th U.S. Amateur 4-ball?
Just hitting fairways and greens. I think we put a lot of pressure on opponents by having a lot of 2 putts for birdie and just hitting fairways. Just played really solid all week and had a few putts drop, which is great.
Garrett Barber and Cole Hammer, what they were able to do all week, they never even got to 17 and 18 in match play.
It's a valid point. They never did. The last time they saw it was in the stroke play rounds. But they deserved it. They played the best. Their putters were hotter than anybody else in the entire championship. And their strategy, it sounds simplistic, but get in the fairway and get on the green. They weren't aggressive. They weren't attacking unless they had a total green light number. So they just kept putting pressure on their opponents. It's not to say that the opponents gave it to them, because they certainly took it in the fashion that they won this championship.
Now, they were dominating out there, but all the credit to Marc Dull and Chip Brooke. They hung in there. You talked about, we saw Brooke yesterday taking his shoes and socks off, blisters upon blisters. And Marc Dull, talk a little bit about his finish here on 14 and 15.
Well, first of all, he saved them in the playoff just to be able to get here. He's been so good around the greens, just a competitor to the end. And especially, as you mentioned here in the last couple holes, he made some crucial, critical putts. It just wasn't enough. But when you look at the scorecard, what you want in a championship match is a good tussle, is a good fight. You don't want somebody to get railroaded and motorboated out of the championship match. And they were 2 under par. So all you can do is tip your cap, shake their hands, and say, hey, gentlemen, congratulations.
2 18-year-olds walk away with the trophy.